Well, I met IBB, President Babangida, in 1977. And we developed a relationship that actually grew by the day. And through him, of course, I met quite a good number of our military officers. And we've maintained that close relationship to date. But I want to say, Kingsley, two things that he did. There was a gentleman who was in the military intelligence. His name was Colonel Kunle Atogun, who confiscated my passport in February of 1984. And when I went to complain to President Babangida, he was then the Chief of Army Staff. He just said, look, Ben, drop the matter. I complained a couple of times. He just said, Ben, leave the matter. So I left it. Like, you know, they came in, he became president on the 28th of August, 1985. I saw him on the 29th of August. And then I asked him of my passport. And he turned to his right. Another gentleman who has remained my very good friend and boss to date, General Ali Mohammed Ghazal, said, this is the NSO. Go to him tomorrow and get your passport. And by the time I got to 15 Awolowo Road, by 8:45 a.m., I saw the general at 9 o'clock, and he brought out his briefcase and said, this is your passport, courtesy of President Babangida. Got my passport and went my way. But the one that really is so important is, if you recall, when General Chukwuemeka Ojukwu came back from exile, part of the understanding with him was that they will release his father's properties, the properties belonging to Ojukwu Transport Limited. Now, until he was released from the prison by President Babangida, nobody talked to him about those properties. Now, there were 19 properties, 19. 14 of them were in Ikoyi. 4 were in GRA Apapa. And 1 was in Yaba. So I went to General Guzo, who was the NSA. And I said, General, I don't think this country has been fair to the Ojukwu family. He says, why? I said, this man came back. They promised him to return the father's properties to him. They didn't. If it's punishing Emeka Ojukwu that the country wants to do, the property does not belong to Emeka Ojukwu. The property belongs to his father, who actually even helped this country at a point in time when they were in need. I said, so punishing Emeka Ojukwu for what he has, what doesn't belong to him, belongs to the family. It's not. He says, come with me, let's go to the president. Make your case to the president. And I went with him. This was November 1992. We came to Abuja. And the general took me to President Babangida. And I said, look, Chief, tell the president what you just told me. And I narrated the same story. And he says, we will release the properties. And he called the Attorney General, Saklem Abambo, said, release those properties, gazette them, and I will sign them. Now, between November 1992 and August 20th, 1993, the properties were gazetted, and he signed them on the 24th of August, 1993. So from November to August, it was a question of about 9 months. All the properties belonging to Ojukwu Transport Limited was released. One other thing there. When Emeka Ojukwu was coming back from exile, he brought in his customized Mercedes Puma 600. It landed in Benin. President the President of Republic of Benin, Gassinbias, they were expecting an official visit by the Pope. So they confiscated the 600 Mercedes Puma, customized, and used it for the Pope. After using it for the Pope on his official visit to Benin, he now reported to President Shagari that, look, by the way, General Ojukwu brought in a vehicle, and they sent the vehicle back to Nigeria and kept the vehicle at 15 Awolowo Road. He now, President Baba, said, go also to 15 Awolowo Road and take that vehicle and take it to Emeka. I personally drove the vehicle from 15 Awolowo Road to 29 Queen's Drive. So you can see the kind of person that President Babangida is. And even in his interview, he said, I never lose my friends. I keep my friends. Which is very correct. Very, very correct of President Babangida. So it's difficult to find a man like that who interacts with people, love company. You go to him, you wouldn't want to leave. He engages you, he discusses with you. That's him. Well, you see, IBB as president, military president, will go out of his way to even go and visit his enemies. Will go out of his way to go, he will identify a great Nigerian that he has ever met. He will drive himself to the fellow. You recall, as soon as he took over, he went to Park Lane in Apapa to see Chief Obafemi Awolowo and invited Chief Obafemi Awolowo to the State House in Marina. He did that with a lot of people that I know of. So, you see, what I'm saying here is that at a time like this, you need to engage Nigerians. You need to interact with Nigerians. I mean, even where the president is not doing that, one will expect that a good number of his lieutenants, a good number of his aides will cover the track. But I don't even see that happening. And it's part of why people, nobody's talking to them, nobody's engaging them. We have, at a critical time of this nature where we are now in this country, there must be some degree of engagement with the people. There must be some degree of interfacing with the people, so that the people will listen to you, they will hear you. There are certain things that you will say that they don't even know about. That's why interfacing is necessary, to unite the people. Because we are so divided, unfortunately, today, and it's a pity.